Hey you guys, I'm just going to share something that has been on my heart to share, and I keep saying, oh, I'll do it, but sometimes you'll never find a perfect time. So I'm just going to speak from my heart, even though it's late. I'm a night owl like a lot of y'all, and I'm sure some people will see this tomorrow. Hello. So yeah, and if you see me look over, it's just because I didn't want to like miss a certain thing, because this is like a super important, I'm gonna say super a lot. It's a topic that I'm very passionate about, because I just see a lot of people like really hesitant about stepping out of the box that they are known for. And so I wanted to speak a little bit about my experience, and I can be your guinea pig about stepping outside of the box. So if I look over, it's just because I don't want to miss something that I think is really important to shed light on. So yeah. Oh, it's not letting me paste. Okay. So, right. What you're known for or respected for or have a reputation for is not always what you end up doing in life, or you have a hidden passion that people don't know. And sometimes you'll allow that to dictate what you think your future is going to be. It was a marketing person I worked with once before, and he said, even if you don't have a business, you have a brand. And he was like, how do you know what your brand is? If you walk in a room and somebody you know is already in that room and they're standing next to somebody you don't know, and when they see you walk in, the person that doesn't know you asks the person that does know you, who is that? And whatever they say, that is part of your brand. So for instance, say you're known for, like me, I was known for praise dancing. If I were to walk in a room at a certain point in my life and somebody said, well, hey, who is that? Oh, that's Tiffany. Yeah, she's a praise dancer. That is kind of your brand, the first thought that comes to people's mind when they say your name. And so I moved in a lot of different circles. So for me, I had a few different things I was known for. If you met me during college, you might have known me for YVOG, or my ex, because he was very known around the town. If you met me at church, you might have known me for praise dancing. If you met me 2013 or after, you probably was like, oh, that's the girl that does performing arts link up and she be shouting out local events. So that kind of became what I was known for. Even in the arts, I was known more so for being like a stage manager and a production manager, because I'm super organized and I make sure the cast is taken care of. I be backstage, and sometimes I would audition for plays and I might not get a part, but they'd be like, oh, but I heard you're a really good stage manager. And it's like I kind of would always end up going that direction, but if I was passionate about a project, I would do it anyways. But I noticed as time went on that I felt like I wanted to connect with more people, and just doing performing arts link up where I was promoting other local talent, or just doing praise dance, kind of limited how far I could reach. Because if you're not into dance or praise dance, or if you're not into the arts, you know, you might not ever connect with me. So it's like, okay, well, I have more layers to me, but I can't sit down and have a cup of coffee with every single person on the planet. And I know I had all these ideas, and I'm so getting sidetracked. Stick with me, you guys. Oh my gosh. You ever copy and paste and it, oh, it worked. Won't he do it? Okay. As you can see, I'm super organized, so I don't be liking to bounce all over the place like I'm doing right now. Oh, I gotta keep scrolling up. And I gotta keep scrolling up. Hi, you guys. I love you. I'm still scrolling up. Okay, here we go. So the other thing that can kind of work against you if you're not like a super popular or known for a thing, you kind of become a part of the underdog tribe, the tribe where nobody's really checking for you, nobody expects much out of you. When your name is mentioned, nobody really gets excited. Or say there's like, you know, a few people in town that if they have an event, everybody's going to rush to it because they've built up that reputation, they have a following, they're popular. A lot of times in Jacksonville, it'll be just like one person that is the go-to, and everybody decides that that person is the go-to. Like, if you want choreography, there's like, oh, everybody's gonna like use the same choreographer. Same for photography, same for like singing groups and choirs. Like, Jacksonville kind of just, they get excited about one person and like that is the person. I don't know about other cities, but that can also work against you too if you're wanting to try I Love You, if you want to try something new. So if you're in that tribe, I'm talking to you. The nobody's checking for you, overlooked, the everything we touch doesn't always turn to gold and doesn't always sell out, the out of boxers, that's your story. We're here, I'm talking to you. When that is your story, you kind of have, if you decide you want to do something different, you kind of have the fact that you're not known for it working against you, and you also have the fact that you have expertise in a different area working against you. My testimony, I was known for basically my whole life for my brain, for my smarts. I was valedictorian of my high school. My degree is in biology. I was known for being like, you know, the nerdy girl, the science girl. In college, I got my bachelor's degree. I started working at VistaCon after 8 months. They had like a large downsizing. It was kind of the last hired, first fired thing. And so I was kind of at a point where, okay, am I going to go pursue another biology job? I was in research and development. It's like, am I going to do that? But I still feel something tugging at me about the arts. So, but nobody would expect that from me. So you kind of get in your head like, okay, you know, we know you're the girl that we pay to write our papers. You know, you're the girl that we have to do our stage managing. You know, yeah, we know you for praise dance a little bit, but okay, you trying to do something big scale? You trying to do something more? What? And so you kind of get in your head, or you see people's reactions when you like say other things that's on your mind, and it's like, oh yeah, girl, you know, hey, go ahead and try it. You never know what happens, but you know, they're not really like, yes, that is so you should totally do that. Like, that's not the reaction you get. There's a lot more to my testimony, but you get the point. Despite all of that, I love my leash Sunday Bay. Despite all of that, I went back to school. I started to do the phlebotomy program, and like life was just kicking my butt, and I should tell God was trying to get my attention. I was like, God, what do you want? What do you want? And so, you know, it was just confirmed, you know, you try to do something for real about this arts and entertainment industry thing, even though it's not your thing. You have all these ideas in your head, you gotta do something about it. That was 2011. I changed my major to entertainment technology at FSCJ South. I then lost my job. I had to quit that major, but I was still doing plays, still doing performing arts link up. For y'all to know my testimony, life is like, so you'd be like working on a project, and then something comes left field that kind of requires your attention. So you putting out a fire over here, you know, a death in the family, somebody gets sick, you know, relationship issues, and it's like, okay, maybe I was not supposed to be trying to try this new different thing, because, okay, life is, you know, it's everything is all these roadblocks from it happening. But I did say yes. And the thing that you have working for you, if that is your position, is what you have obviously wasn't a natural choice for you. So if you have an idea or a goal or a dream that seems like it's from out of nowhere, it's got to be a God idea. It's got to be Godfidence, godly confidence. That is what you work and operate out of if you want to step out in that different arena. Even if it doesn't make sense to anybody else, it makes sense to God, and He's the only one that matters. After I said yes to taking a little bit more seriously the ideas and things that I wanted to do as far as arts and entertainment industry, and more specifically Miss Devoted Tiff, it's crazy. Resources out of nowhere, strangers that you don't even think you're on their radar, step up and they want to, you know, work and collab and reach out and sit down. And just like the floodgates open. And to the main point, I want to plead with you. I want to beg you, from a girl that in 2018 started doing short films, skits and sketches, I combined the two words, that had no clue what she was doing, but just that she had ideas in her head and she had to get them out. And since January 2018, been in one film festival, one on the way. I've had, between all of the social media platforms, over 64,000 views of my content. A girl that is a biology major, valedictorian, did not dance since she was 3, did not major in, did not go to like a performing arts high school, that is in her 30s trying this new thing. Let me be a witness. I want to plead with you. I want to beg you. Explore that gift or talent that would be considered left field for you and that wouldn't make sense to anyone that knows you. Do not give up on that venture that people around you aren't really hyping you up to do it like you thought that they would, because they don't really see that for you, or it doesn't make sense to them of what they know of you. You never know what is on the other side of that. If there is a desire and a natural knack for something in you, do not sit on it. Do not get in your head and like, well, I've been in the finance industry for 30 years. How does this make sense that I decided I want to cook and open up a restaurant? Obviously, with everything you do, especially for my Christian friends and followers, you know, we always, you know, pray if you have a mentor or a pastor. There's nothing wrong with seeking counsel. But at the end of the day, if there is something inside of you, get it out. Do not sit on it because you're not the popular one, because nobody's checking for you, or because you think, man, I want to do this event and I'm going to have 0 ticket sales, but you cannot get the event off your mind. It's like knocking on your mind and you can't get away from it. I want to plead with you for the 3rd time. Do not sit on it. You do not know what could be on the other side of it. If I would have, after I lost the job at VistaCon, after I got downsized at VistaCon, if I would have went and tried to find another biology job, or go back to research and development, or build on my biology degree and become like a lab scientist like I had planned to do, I would have never opened up this side of the world. There would have been no choreographer that has done choreographed dream girls and choreographed people's wedding dances and has been in plays and sings on the side. There would have been no Miss Devoted Tiff, love affair with carbs. There would have been none of that if I would have stayed in this bubble of being the smart girl, of being the biology major, of being the scientist. Saying yes to God unlocked creativity. I have so many more ideas. And I surprise people all the time. I even get questioned a lot as far as some of my content, if I even wrote it. Like, people be like, who wrote it for you? I wrote it. You know, because people's like, what? I didn't even know you had all that in you. Or, you know, I just knocking people's socks off all the time. Not even trying to, like, in a braggadocious way. It's just that unless God has revealed to somebody what all your layers are and what all is inside of you, you can't really go off of what people on the outside look at you and think is your level. You can't let that be your determining factor. I guess that's it. I would also say one positive is what worked against you, what you thought worked against you, whereas nobody's checking for you, or if you feel like if you have an event, not everybody's scrambling, you don't get 1,000 shares, people saying, hey, check out my homegirl. You know, if people aren't really, you don't have like this huge fan base, or you don't have like all these people that are just like up on you trying to, you know, help you get you out there, it can work for you, because when you take that first step and you choose not to take it personally, and God continues to elevate and open doors, that lack of support, it makes you thick-skinned, because if you can deal with rejection from people around you, you can easily deal with rejection from strangers. I remember one of my videos, somebody, I had no idea who they were, and they commented and they were like, this isn't even funny, you know, and I was like, thank you for your feedback, keep watching. And it was my friends that were like, excuse you, who are you? But it didn't even like hurt my feelings. And I was like, well, I mean, I have people, I have friends, family, whoever that has never shared one of my videos. So obviously I'm not going to take it personally if a stranger has something to say. So that's one good thing, is if you feel like you're an underdog or don't get that, you know, huge whatever amount of support from those around you, it makes you totally thick-skinned to rejection from strangers. The other thing is, it makes you grateful when people do show up for you, because you know it's not based on they're trying to get on the bandwagon. You know they're truly showing up for you because they do believe in you and out of the kindness of their heart, because it's not like a popular thing to get behind what you're doing. So you know the people that do get behind it are pretty much genuine. I mean, you could say some people might be able to see and they want to stay close enough because they think you might be about to pop off and be something bigger, but you know, that is like a small percentage. And the other thing is, nobody can take credit because nobody believed it would happen. They was all looking at you crazy. So when you do have heavy support in the beginning, it's easier for people to feel like they can come back and take credit. Oh yeah, well I was, you know, on her street team where I was sharing all the time, you know. If you didn't really have that support, like nobody could say anything. So it's like, oh, you know, it's less pressure unless people can put their mouth on it. So I would say, if you have something left field that you have in your heart to try, spend time on it, research, brainstorm, get a mentor, pray over it, and let your imagination run wild, because that's what I've been doing. And you have no clue what's on the other side of it. You're in such good company. There's a lot of songwriters, background vocalists. Of course, I'm going to go to the arts that nobody ever saw them as a solo star. Even though I don't agree with some of the things he says now, Kanye West is a perfect example. You know, he was producing, making beats for years, and no one ever really recognized him as somebody that could be an actual artist, you know. And so, but look at, you know, how well his career went. There's a lot of examples. So you're in such good company, you know, and I could list people for days. You know, Michael Jordan didn't make one of his teams when he auditioned for back to the art, when he tried out for basketball. Oprah, you know, got fired from a job at for a journalism job. She didn't get it. So there's a lot of examples, and forgive me if I misquoted, but I say that to say, you're in good company. If people aren't checking for you, do it anyway. I hope this encourages somebody. Share if you know somebody that wants to try something new and is scared. And let me be your witness. The scientific artist, the girl that went from biology to now she's making short films and having a blast. And I'm only just getting started, 2 film festivals down. And if you guys ever want to ask me about it, more about my journey, feel free. But I love you guys. Keep striving and have a good night.